explore solutions to the struggling national economy and ways to harmonize challenges in the Tumaini peace negotiations in Nairobi between the government and holdout opposition groups. In a media statement, Dutch Ambassador Paul Tholen emphasized the need to improve public financial management through enhanced accountability and transparency.
Obviously, we talked also about the economic crisis, the impact of the crisis, and the need for improved public finance management in order to allow the government to take a number of steps regarding the unification of forces and development. We also touched upon the Tumaini process, and obviously we're looking forward to see that process concluded soon. As a last point, we discussed the importance of that the work of the Commission for Truth, Reconciliation and Healing starts its work soon. A very useful meeting. And
turning to the country's humanitarian development, Vice President Rebecca Nyandeng de Mabior and the German Ambassador Dirk Posel have discussed renewing humanitarian efforts amid a growing relief crisis exacerbated by the war in Sudan as the number of returnees and refugees continue to rise. Speaking to SSBC after the meeting, German diplomat Dirk praised the government for its relentless efforts in addressing the humanitarian situation and for welcoming Sudanese refugees into the country, reaffirming Germany's continued support in enhancing coordination with the government to provide more humanitarian assistance to vulnerable populations across the country.
We had a very good meeting talking about challenges here in the country, but also I had the opportunity to underline the support of the German government for the people in South Sudan, but we also expressed our admiration for the welcoming attitude that South Sudan showed to the people that come in from Sudan because of the crisis there, because of the war. We underlined that a ceasefire is direly needed in Sudan in order to stop the suffering of the people. Germany will stay committed to supporting the people, the refugees, the returnees, the IDPs, and help improve the situation here, also in terms of humanitarian assistance, of course. We also spoke about joint endeavors, about the importance of working closely with each other. We need more local answers. We need more local commitment to find answers.
Stakeholders at the Nile Basin Program have discussed the Regional Resilience Program for Eastern and Southern Africa and its implementation in South Sudan, particularly in Eastern Equatoria State. The projects include the Onyama River Integrated Transboundary Flood Management and the construction of dams. More in the following report.
The Regional Climate Resilience Program focuses on supporting South Sudan in developing transboundary flood management system at Nimule-Elegu border point and constructing dams that will provide hydroelectric power. Speaking at the event, the Deputy Speaker of the Transitional National Legislative Assembly, Oyet Nathaniel, says it is a time to prioritize developmental activities, particularly constructing hydroelectric power stations.
We have fought marginalization, we have fought slavery, we have fought colonialism. The next phase of the struggle is how to uplift our population, our citizens, from poverty. Let us have an open mind to discuss where we see benefit. We want our citizens to benefit. We want to leave a foundation. We want to leave production units, factories.
The Minister of Water Resources and Irrigation, Palmai Deng, says there is need to construct dams for protecting communities from floods.
The problem of flooding needs to be addressed. I say, yes, I know Full Dam is needed by South Sudan for generations of electric power for it to transform into modern economy. But it's also true that we need this dam to protect our communities from flooding by having control of flow of water from this side.
The Nile Basin Initiative Executive Director Florence Grace explains the benefits South Sudan will reap from the Regional Resilience Program.
The Regional Climate Resilience Project by the World Bank, $4 million is very, very important in addressing climate resilience for the two countries, and this will be implemented. Nile Corporation for Climate Resilience by World Bank. This is a $30 million project, project for 7 countries, focusing on transboundary governance, capacity building, water quality monitoring, among others.
According to Isaac, regional coordinator, the project, once implemented, will provide low-cost energy supplies and address flooding in the country.
This project is going to form part of the national grid of power in South Sudan, and this would help distribute now electricity to the rural areas of the country. These are the impacts of this project. And this phase 1 of the project, $101 million in grant, not alone. It is a grant, free money.
The one-day stakeholders engagement workshop brought together legislatures, academicians, and community.
The Ministry of Health has declared presence of an imported mpox in South Sudan following National Public Health Laboratory confirming the case on February 6, 2025 through RT-PCR testing. The patient, a 31-year-old Ugandan national residing in Kapri Camp, Luri Payam, developed symptoms on January 22nd after traveling from Uganda, where an outbreak has been ongoing since 2024. In response, the Ministry of Health has activated the Public Health Emergency Operations Center to coordinate containment efforts. The patient is currently in isolation at Gudele Hospital while a team investigates and monitors contacts. Health workers are urged to remain vigilant and report suspected cases. The ministry reassures the public that all necessary measures are in place to contain the outbreak and has provided the toll-free emergency line 6666 for reporting cases.
The Minister of Health would like to notify the general public about declaration of an outbreak of the mpox in South Sudan. This outbreak is declared following a confirmation by the National Public Health Laboratory on Thursday, February 6, 2025, using real-time polymerase chain reaction testing of a skin lesion sample collected from 31-year-old male, a Uganda national and a resident of Kafuri Camp and Luri Payam, Juba, South Sudan. The public is advised to adhere to the following public health preventive measures. Avoid close contact with infected person. Use personal protective equipment when caring for patients. Do not share bedding, clothing, towels, or utensils with 6 people. Practice hand hygiene and respiratory etiquette. Isolate infected patients in the hospital or at home. Avoid contact with wild animals, especially those found sick or dead. Cook all food containing fresh animal meat or product properly before eating. The Minister of Health would like to reassure the public that the government is in full control of the situation and will put in place robust measures to prevent further transmission and safeguard the people of South Sudan.
Upon confirmation of this, what we call the first case or the index case, we as WHO have also taken inventory of our available support to the country, and we can confirm that there are adequate capacity to test for additional possible cases. We have over 288 test kits, which should enable us to be able to check and make sure that there are no additional cases, or if there are additional cases, we're able to pick them up.
It's time to go for a quick break, and coming up, government calls for solid collaboration with development partners. The story and more after the break. Stay tuned. Welcome back from that short break, and thank you for tuning in. Moving on, the government is engaging development partners to renew commitment to boosting entrepreneurial activities. Finance Minister Mariel Dongrin Ater stresses this during the United Nations Development Programme annual review meeting in Juba. The Undersecretary of the Ministry of Peace Building, Pierre Michael Philip, also highlights the need to strengthening security to ensure citizens carry out their regular economic activities in the country, with the UNDP country representative Mohamed Abshir affirming UNDP's commitment to collaboration aimed at fostering sustainable development.
I call on our development partners, local stakeholders, and public servants to join us in this renewed commitment to build a country that is not only responsive to today's challenges, but also prepared for the uncertainties of tomorrow. I thank you and ask that we commit to collectively work toward paving the way for a brighter future for our country.
I think moving forward, as we have seen the testimony, we would want our United Nations Development Programme members and other UN bodies to work with the people of South Sudan. We are always not happy when our partners are doing it for us. Our partners are not here to do it for us, but to do it with us, so that tomorrow we can do it ourselves. I think the invitation today for us to review this document says it all, that we are working together with the United Nations Development Programme.
Your presence here is a sign of our shared commitment to fostering sustainable development in South Sudan, and I thank you all most sincerely. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in line with the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, and UN Sustainable Development Cooperation Framework for South Sudan, the UNDP Country Program Document, CPD, serves as the primary accountability framework and roadmap ensuring that the efforts of UNDP are effectively aligned with the priorities of the government.
South Sudan is strengthening ties with humanitarian organizations to address the worsening crisis caused by the Sudan conflict, which has forced thousands of returnees and Sudanese refugees into the country. This follows a meeting between Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs Mande Simaya Kumba and Florence Gillette, head of the ICRC delegation in South Sudan. Abraham Felix reports.
The Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs and the ICRC team focus attention on the sharing experiences and encouraging voluntary returns of South Sudanese refugees in neighboring countries, especially in South Sudanese in the Sudan. Simaya Kumba emphasizes the government's dedication to maintaining positive relations with the Sudan, while Gillette reaffirmed ICRC commitment to working closely with the foreign ministries. Ms. Gillette highlighted the key matters in the conversation to strengthening cooperation in enforcing the international humanitarian law.
We discussed about how to further enhance our cooperation on international humanitarian law through a series of mechanisms, going from organizing joint workshop, sharing experience, and trying to see how to explore more ratification of more treaties.
In a separate development, South Sudan and the Sudan are discussing voluntary returns of Sudanese nationals from Juba. This was the focus of a meeting earlier this Thursday between Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs Mande Simaya Kumba and the Sudanese Deputy Head of Mission Mubarak Mahjoub Musa. Mahjoub briefed the Deputy Minister on the process of returning Sudanese nationals to Port Sudan. The two officials also discussed the status of South Sudanese nationals currently residing in the Sudan. The ministry's spokesperson Apuk Ayuel briefed the media on the outcomes of the meeting.
Both sides reaffirmed their commitment for continued constructive engagements to address issues of concerns and challenges in an amicable and timely manner.
Additional Mande Simaya Kumba and the German Director General for Crisis Prevention, Dickie Potzel, discussed critical humanitarian challenges facing the country. Under the spotlight are matters of food insecurity, displacement and access to essential services. Speaking to SSBC, Potzel confirms the discussion also covered implementation of peace agreements and the upcoming electoral processes in South Sudan.
We also spoke about the importance of the implementation, the swift implementation of the peace agreement here for South Sudan itself. We spoke about the electoral process. We spoke about frameworks for also foreign investment here in South Sudan. So we covered a broad range of issues. I am very happy that the Deputy Foreign Minister also underlined the importance of German-South Sudan relations. We will stand by the people of South Sudan. And
the discussion also highlights the vital role of international partners in supporting South Sudan efforts to overcome these challenges. Abraham Felix, SSBC, Juba.
A two-day extraordinary meeting of the Board of Directors of the National Communications Authority recommended echoing key development progress in digital skills assessment within the telecommunications sector. Denga Choldol has more on the story.
In the two-day extraordinary forum in Juba, the National Communications Authority NCA Board of Directors exhaustively reviews the authority's strategic plan 2025-2029. This forward-looking plan positions the NCA on a course to strengthen its regulatory capabilities, promote and support innovation and digital growth in South Sudan. Speaking to media, the chairperson of the Board of Directors, Professor John Akech Aprot, presented an update on the ongoing digital skills assessment, which evaluates the current digital competencies and guides the way in setting strategies for capacity building within the country.
Among the many issues that we discussed was a concept note about establishing a space engineering laboratory at the University of Juba, an initiative that is going to be funded by the NCA that will foster innovation and technological advancement in South Sudan.
Professor John Akech said the board reviewed a concept note for establishing a space engineering laboratory at the University of Juba for training the next generation in the country in technological skills.
Be aware of about the one of the issues that was deliberated, the board was briefed, was the decision to shut down temporarily the suspension of social media platform across South Sudan, and this was done due to national security consideration, so that it was brought under control, and in fact it was clearly justified.
Napoleon Adogai, National Communication Authority Director General, said the board discussed matters to do with operationalizing the Communication Authority and outlined progress and future steps to ensure regulatory compliance, service improvement.
A space center, space laboratory, where NCA has now a department for space management related issues related to satellites. We recognize our country is the largest in the region, and the need for satellite will continue for a long time, and that's why the regulator make it a priority to really provide a guideline for how to use satellite technologies.
Napoleon Adogai, National Communication Authority Director General, said the board discussed matters to do with operationalizing the Communication Authority and outlined progress and future steps to ensure regulatory compliance, service improvement. According to Napoleon Adogai, all initiatives under National Communication Authority aims at fostering innovation and technological advancement in South Sudan.
The board has also been briefed on the issues of our partnership with the Revenue Authority on the area where we're enhancing the revenue visibility, especially on satellites technologies, as well on the content creation.
The National Communication Authority mission is to facilitate access to affordable quality information and communication technology services through creating conducive environment to enabling accelerated socio-economic development in the country. Denga Choldol, SSBC News.
The Ministry of Water Resources, in collaboration with the United Nations Office for Project Services, UNOPS, has delivered flood mitigation tools to Fangak area in Jongole State. The items include wheelbarrows, pickaxes, sandbags, fuel, and other essential supplies. This marks the third consignment delivered by the ministry to assist communities affected by floods in Jongole State. Isaac Doro Emmanuel has more in the following report.
Last year, the Ministry of Water Resource and Irrigation constructed the United Nations Office for Project Service, UNOPS, to procure flood mitigation tools to be delivered to people severely affected by floods. This is in response to continuous floods that have hit most parts of the country. The handover of the tools to the authorities in Greater Fangak area marks the third phase after similar consignments have been delivered to Bor and Greater Pibor administrative area. Lograng Moses is a senior procurement officer at the Ministry of Water Resource and Irrigation.
New Fangak received 30,000 sandbags, plastic sheets of 60 bags, and fuel in containers of 50 barrels. All the items that were brought to Fangak, we had locations of all Fangak, we have New Fangak, and then we have Fangak, including the 6 Payams. Yes, but today we are to witness the handover ceremony of the items that came to New Fangak, Payam, which is actually the county headquarters.
The Commissioner of Fangak County, BL Butrus, appeals for construction of dikes, adding that the area have been devastated by floods for the last 5 years.
Fangak County has extra situation. It has been in the water for the last 5 years. The current dike is not in its original shape. It has been destroyed by water. So we call on World Food Program to reconsider the vulnerability of Fangak County, to come to our rescue again, to rehabilitate the dikes, and where necessary, to make dikes in the places which the loader can be taken, such as places like Juaibor, which is a headquarter of Manjang Payam, places like Tosh, and other nearby areas.
A community leader, Moses Sanyam, commended the national government for the support.
بلد لو ما لميتوا يدينكم ما في حاجة بيجيلكم لكن لو لميتوا يد أي حاجة بيجيلكم ولو صبرتوا أي حاجة بيجيلكم عشان كده أنا بنقول لكم أننا نسلام وبلد بلدكم.
Some segment echoed by Rebecca Hassan, women representative, highlighting the impact of floods on livelihoods.
وشكرا كمان أننا بيكم مقصودين بشكل وعملته ده أننا مقصودين جدا. ربنا يبارككم يباركنا. إن شاء الله السنة الجاية أننا ما بتعبتاني. عشان تجد بمساعدة ده.
According to humanitarian agencies, nearly 1 million people have been affected by floods in the country. Isaac Ludori Emmanuel, SSBC News.
It's time to go for yet another short break. Please stay tuned. We are back shortly.
Sudan Republic way! Salva Kiir way! Junuba Sudan way! Junuba Sudan way! John Garang way! John Garang way!
Welcome back from that short break. The 19th annual meetings of the Guinea Worm Eradication Program concluded on Wednesday in Juba with participation from Directors General of State Ministries of Health and partners, including Carter Center and the World Health Organization, amid reports of new Guinea worm cases in the country. More by Martin Justin.
Participants in the 19th annual meetings on Guinea Worm Eradication Program have resoundingly concerned on involving all health workers at Boma levels and training community teams on fighting Guinea worm, sharing information across all levels, and providing clean drinking water in remote rural areas. In his closing address, the Director General of Preventive Health Service at the National Ministry of Health, Dr. Kadiende Chong, asked everyone to do more in the campaign to end the disease in the country.
So with the 6 human cases that we have, let's hope we will soon see significant reduction. We bring it to 0. So I want to call upon the Carter Center and all our partners to really find a way of getting an appropriate approach for us in this country in collaboration with the livestock and the wildlife colleagues. Otherwise, for us, we need to speak up and let people understand. Multi-sectoral approach is the way to go. Otherwise, alone, we will never be effective.
Representing participants, Makir Molok, Director General in Lakes State Ministry of Health, unveiled the main reason for the disease re-emerging.
Majority of our people, they don't have access to clean water, and that is the point where most of us have been struggling to see if we have fund, we can invest and make sure that our communities who have the endemicity of this parasite can get safe, clean water. So we wish your collective contribution, we can manage to eradicate this disease.
Some of the state program coordinators emphasized intensifying awareness programs and finding community-based alternative to controlling the disease.
Let us cooperate for the guinea worm. We need you, we need your participation, because this program, it is a community program. And then to eradicate this guinea worm in our country, it is need in a cumulative our responsibility to eradicate, to report any guinea worm rumors or any guinea worm case.
We also encourage the community to use filters. If they have filters in the area, they have to use it properly, so that this is the way to intervene to prevent themselves from getting guinea worm. This is another way. Another way also, we need the community to use borehole. If there is a borehole in the village, they need to use that borehole.
Martin Justin Paul Kose, SSBC, Juba.
Turning our attention to charity services, particularly those focused on enhancing water access to improve the lives of patriotic men in uniform, the Ask Foundation, a charity organization owned by the country's first daughter, Adut Salva Kiir, has successfully installed boreholes at both the MI School and Bilpam headquarters. As Ayuel Ring Arop reports, the organization aims to reflect its commitment to transformative service by building thriving communities through improved water access, health care, and food security support. The chief of Masol expressed appreciation for Ask Foundation for installing the boreholes to supply water at the Military Intelligence School.
The momentous occasion of Ask Foundation, the organization of the first daughter, Princess Adut Salva Kiir, has officially inaugurated the functioning of the borehole installed in both MI School and Bilpam. The organization aimed to reflect on the transformative impact and commitment in building thriving communities through improving water access, health care, and support for food security. The founder and chairperson of Ask Foundation, Adut Kiir Mayardit, said the initiative is to provide the basic need of human beings, including water, shelter, health, and education, emphasizing the importance of sustainable projects among South Sudanese.
As South Sudanese, we wanted to be an organization that has sustainable projects. With water, we can never stop coming to you, and you can never stop coming to us. One of the reasons that we wanted to give MI School water is because we were informed that about 600 of you trained at one time. Not only are we going to give you water, but we'll continue to work with your leadership to keep identifying what other needs that you have. You've talked about fencing, you've talked about transportation. I believe you need an auditorium, because this sun, as much as we need vitamin D, I don't think this is how we should be getting our vitamin D. So the team that you see before you are all Junubin.
The president of that petroleum, Dominic Majuk Makwei, assured its support for Ask Foundation in achieving the target of clean drinking water to transform the life of communities.
I will join hand with her. Whatever that I can do from as their vice president, because we are in a consortium with the foreigners. I will sit with her, and then any support that I can do on my own, I will channel it to my sister so that she can do more.
According to the executive director of Ask Foundation, Ding Arop Mawien, the organization installed a number of boreholes in different states, highlighting some of the targeted area to get access of clean water in this month.
This is not only just this school. They have done water in Mangala, 6 boreholes. They have done water in Tarkeka, 2 boreholes. In Gorom, in Wau, we fixed the water yard for school, Exilum Primary School. In Kwajuk, in Gorial, in Akun, in Awul, in Malengmir, where there's soldiers as well at the border. Now our track is in Malbar, Hirul, and finished there is going to Wulu County. Another track is leaving right there in Kwajuk, is going to Abiay for operation. We'll come back and we'll have operation as well in Twitch and proceed to Pungirtik, Legagwok, and other places. Because this is Ask Foundation, all this work is here.
The Chief of Military Intelligence, Stephen Marshall Babanene, thanks the leadership of AS Foundation for the gift of water in MI school.
And thank you so much. This is a great help, and we look forward to continue working together with you and cooperate with you. This support is for my institution. I'm very happy.
AS Foundation, formed in 2022 by young South Sudanese who are dedicated to fostering dignity and community transformation through initiatives like food donation as well as installation of borehole among the communities in need of essential service. Ajuating Arab, and this is SABC News, Juba.
The Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management, in collaboration with the South Sudan National Youth Union and Youth for Peace, distributed food items to vulnerable people in the Longi residential area of Juba. Lawrence Akol, Director of Planning at the Ministry, urged donors and humanitarian organizations to support youth groups in providing clean drinking water to the area. Taban Paride Lucas Moy, Chairperson of the South Sudan National Youth Union, pledged cooperation with all organizations to serve the public. Deng Makwach, Chairperson of Youth for Peace, called for support to foster peace and stability. Joseph Lodiung, Chairperson of Longi's Youth, expressed gratitude for the assistance and called on the government and NGOs to provide basic services to the community.
On behalf of the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management, I will also take my role to convey to my minister and the secretary to be our good ambassadors to contact the NGOs or the UN agencies in relevant ministries to support us also in this village.
أنا الليلة جينا في هاي تالونغة جينا زرنا أهلنا في هاي لونغة هنا والحاجة أنا بطلبه من الحكومة بتاعنا أنا بتمنى بأنه نتكاتف ونساعد أهل بتاعنا في لونغة. ناس في لونغة هنا تعبانين شديد. ناس في لونغة هنا تعبانين. كلام تاموية مشكلة شديد في لونغة هنا ده. الحاجات هنا جبنا ليلة في لونغة. أنا هنا جبنا أكل. استهدفنا 200 أسرة. ده اللي استهدفناه في لونغة.
Youth and support for their great job that they have done here. Though they don't have enough, but the little they have, they said, let's go and share with the community, which is very, very much important. And I equally call all other organizations to equally, if you have a hand of help, even an individual, you can come, give back to your community. It's very much important. They were happy, and I'm equally happy. And I don't think this is the last time for me to be coming here. I will definitely be coming here to check on our people. It's our responsibility to take good care of our people.
Akuma kaman kali yaanu anina filonge ina ndo sika lakini sika batana batan masala moyo mafi musespa mafi nas tabani nas alijai Khartoum asa fi garmanina fi suk ina ndo suk nas de kulu gadin fi suk ne umman tabalin yal sokarin dermat fa ana bodi sokoran sidil rabana majata.
And that story brings us to the end of SSBC News at 1. My name is Duku Wilson, and thank you for watching.
parties.
Production, I should Madut Abu Sam, producer. I like to did about the work I want to road who bang pipe and down back baby, who shall allow me. I like to did about the work I want to road who bang pipe and down back baby, who shall allow me. Yelpon Jay shall jater by Madun Tayin, there by Madun Maya. Thereby Maduna Rabat, thereby Jalaga Sugarun Dero, Yelponi Jay shall jay thereby Madun Tayin, thereby Madun Maya, thereby Maduna Rabat, thereby Jalaga Sugarun Dero, Magruga Lego, where Jay Girisha, Magruga Lego, where Arcari, Magruga Lego, where Jay Diras Billy. I like the yoga quite in when we told the Ramabio. Salva Kirmaya did get your banging bull. Million in one bang. Like the yoga quite in when Victor Grandma Burate. Salva Kirmaya did get your banging bull. Million in one bang. A good Daniel away. Now could go Papa, Perica, leading the wall. Oh, Anthony, Paul Modicurans, Lomashik, Martin, Miel Live. Magruga Lake, away, J. Dirisha. Magruga Lake. Tarir abang jipin no babang tirmatin Magruga Lake wege diras biale real poni gay shabala ka sholo ke kafu binin gake real poni gay panda ka sholo ke kafu binin gake wege wan jila bilpa Magruga Lake wegar ka itari wege wan jila bongo Magruga Lake wege I like to do about the way, Jay Warkilla Pilpam, Jay Warkilla Bongo, do for one go by Warkagain. I like to do about the way, Jay Warkilla Pilpam, Jay Warkilla Bongo, do for one go by Warkagain. Going in Matilit, do for one go by Warkagain, going in your wool. Do for the one go by Warkagain. Zero Denley Bill from 1985. Rodiali Bongo 1986. Chica Yamedanich 1986. Chila Kuterga Panishol Bibor Akoba Ina Farnail Panishol Bibor 1987 Panishol Bibor Akoba Ina Farnail Panishol Bibor Hakachol Kaya Kache Bai Dari Redong Momoton Diet Kaya Kache Bai Ina Farnail Panishol Bibor Majoka Inyar Niadia Inyar Mori Wawa Jung Chulu Madut Mori Wawa Jung Chulu Madut Inyar Majoka Inyar Niadia Inyar Mori Wawa Jung Chulu Madut Mori Wawa Jung Chulu Madut Inyar Majoka Inyar Niadia Inyar
استقبلت حكومة ولاية الوحدة برئاسة حاكم ولاية رياض بيم وزيره رئيس منطقة إدارية روين مولانا تيب ديمانلواق للدران بمطار بوكونا وسط حضور جماهير كبير وقيادات من القوات النظامية والأمنية. وهدفت الزيارة إلى تعزيز السلام والمصالحة بين مجتمعات إدارية الروين وولاية الوحدة، علما بأن الأسبوع الماضي قام حاكم ولاية الوحدة بزيارة إلى إدارية الروين بنفس الأهداف. وتأتي هذه المبادرة من حكومة الولاية الوحدة وإدارية الروين بالتعاون مع الأمم المتحدة من أجل تعزيز الأمن والاستقرار بين المنطقتين. تذكر أن الولاية الوحدة وإدارية الروين شهدت توترات منذ اندلاع حرب 2013 حتى الآن لم تشهد المنطقتين استقرار والأمن في مناطق الحدودية. إلى ذلك أوصى المؤتمر بتكوين لجنة أمنية عليا مشتركة بين المناطق الحدودية ويتمثل في المحافظين بإشراف العام من قائد العام للفرقة الرابعة مشاع، حيث التقى حاكم ولاية الوحدة وأعضاء حكومته بالوفد القادم من إدارية الروين برئاسة الرئيس الإدارية والوفد المرافق له وممثلين من الأمم المتحدة. وناقشت اللقاء سبل كيفية نشر الوعي للمواطنين حول أهمية السلام بين المجتمعات وعدم مسار ومنع سرقة الأبقار لتحسين الوضع الأمني. وركزت الاجتماع على معرفة أسباب النزاعات بين المواطنين إلى جانب اتفاق بين الطرفين لتكوين اللجان لمعرفة تلك الأسباب والحلول الممكنة لتحقيق السلام والاستقرار في ولاية الوحدة وإدارية الروين، حيث رحب حاكم ولاية الوحدة برئيس إدارية الروين والوفد المرافق له. وأكد الحاكم التزامهم كحكومة الوحدة الوطنية في تحقيق السلام والمصالحة بين كافة المواطنين، مشيرا إلى أن الأمن والاستقرار تحتاج تكاتف الجميع لتحقيق التنمية المستدامة.
Your Excellency, Chief Administrator, you and the delegation are welcome to your second home, Unity State. Feel at home. I want to say the security situation of Unity State is calm. Situation is okay. Even with our neighbor, the Ruang administrative area, and the rest of the neighboring state, things are okay. Only that an incident happened in Abimnam, but the commissioners are now handling it peacefully. These are national errors of the people. Otherwise, I want to welcome all of you, feel at home, and we will continue to deliberate more when we go out from here. Just this is a welcoming. Okay? The reason why he did not come is because it's very far. It's very hard to bring him in a short note. But we managed to bring them because they came here yesterday. I want them to witness what we are doing. This is very important for them to be here because they are the people also administering the local government in the respective counties. Is important. So, and the rest of the ministers are there. They are outside waiting for us.
من ناحيته قدم رئيس إدارية روين صوت شكره إلى حسن الاستقبال والضيافة الذي تلقاه بولاية الوحدة من قبل المواطنين والحكومة الوحدة الوطنية بالولاية، مؤكدا تضامنه مع حكومة الولاية الوحدة لتعزيز الأمن والاستقرار ودفع عجلة التنمية إلى الأمام.
Thank you very much, His Excellency, my brother Riek Bim Tof, the Governor of Unity State. and his members of his government, his lordship, the Bishop of Bentiu, to my delegation that came along with me, I also say welcome and thank you. UNMISS, that is now toiling day and night to bring us together. To them we also say thank you very much, represented by the head or by the person who is representing them, Madame Stella. I am happy to be here today. This is, as my brother Riek Bim put it rightfully, my second home. I was known to be a person who called himself a good citizen from Bentiu. I'm known of that. A good citizen from Bentiu. So yes, I am in my second home, and I am happy to be here again. It is a special pleasure that I'm here. The last time I was here was 2013, November. I came here, I landed in Tarjas, then I came here, I proceeded to Pariang, I spent 4 days, I came and spent 5 days here, and then went back to Juba. And then the 2013 incidents happened and things changed. I came again 2015, but this time I was coming with UNMISS plane, so my trip only ended at the airstrip, then UNMISS, the POC, and then out to Baragazal, where I went to Wau and Awil and Kokmachar, and went back to Juba. When you miss your home, it has a special test when you see it. So as I was coming today, these 12 or 13 years have changed a lot of things. Even the forests that I used to know, today I was not able to see them. I only could see water. And my heart was melting. It was paining me a lot. I'm not looking at the trees, but I'm also looking at the wildlife that used to live there, which possibly is no more. I am seeing the livelihood of our people that has been put to a big test. People are no more living the way they used to live before the flooding. People are gathered in centers, very small, cramped, congested. But that is nature. Our ancestors are telling us that every 100 and so years, there is always a flood that comes and people have to move to highlands. Then after some time, people move backward. This is what we are being told by the elders. So this is a natural happening. It will also come to end. So we have to have the hope that things will change to the better, and our people shall also go back to their respective places and live the happy life they lived before the flooding happened. As I said, I came here in a return visit. My brother Riek Bim came there because there has been a disconnection, because we know what happened in 2013. Nobody is happy from it. It is something that happened. It is something that happened, and both of us have lost our loved ones. Nobody has not lost somebody. Someone you so much admire, we've lost them. It is 12 or 13 years since that happened, and we cannot continue to live with our grievance until we become old and die. No, we have to break free from it. And it is us to create a new page. Let's open a new page and let's leave behind all those bad things that we did to one another in 2013 and 2014. And we move onwards. We move forward. So my brother came, I also came in return. I'm coming to say I love Unity State. I love the people of Unity State. This is my second home. I am saying, let's make peace and let's allow chance for our people to continue to live, because we have one common destiny. We have big challenges in the greater unity. One of the big challenges we need to face is the environmental degradation because of the oil. We all know when oil is being explored and produced, there are chemicals that must be used. Some of those chemicals may not be very friendly. So we need to aware our people so as to stay possibly away. And we need to aware our people to avoid certain places where there are some certain oil installations for the better health of our people. There is another big challenge that we need to face. Our population is threatened to vanishing, to vanquishing, to finishing by diseases. We have hepatitis that is very high. I think we have the highest. I'm not scaring you by saying this, but I think we have the highest in the country. Yes, people like my teacher, Lily, who is now a commissioner there, may not very much fear from it because he is an old man. But the younger generation is very much threatened. Hepatitis is very high. HIV is also very high. And if we are not very careful, if we do not join hands together and work together for a better tomorrow, we may lose the population. We know the wars that we fought with the Sudan might have also resulted into some chemicals used. We do not know. We have not tested our soils very well to test. But there are so many sicknesses that you go away from here, you don't find them in other parts. This is a challenge, or these are challenges that require that we put our efforts together and we forget the near past. Let's go back to the 1960s, 70s, and 50s and 40s when the young were saying, "Oge long mad chengnya dungker, tingwa denwer wengting." Mete lo visual bisma to mjeng bajai koi se da song da jeng kalo oge long mad chengnya dungker, tingwa denwer wengting. Yani the chengnya dungker and Bugadangao were grazing in yes, without any problem. Why can we do that? Why can we have peace ourselves? These small things, like these criminals. I know Rigbim does not send criminals to go and loot the cattle of Jang. I don't send criminals to come and steal the cattle of Lake. I don't. But if it happens, these are criminals. These criminals should not be allowed to ruin the good relationship we have.
وطالبت مصر الأمم المتحدة استلعاب يومي من القيادتين لجعل السلام جاذبا للمواطنين وأزال كل التحديات التي تواجه المواطنين منها عدم الأمن والاستقرار والسار والنزاعات الرعوية.
UNMISS facilitated the first ever reconciliatory dialogue in Parian, and that was between Unity State and Ruweng administrative area. Leaders on both sides identified the root causes of conflicts and laid the foundation for an amicable resolution of the long-standing conflict. Our agenda today is to build on that foundation. Within its mandate to build durable peace and promote the protection of civilians, UNMISS and the UN country team aim to foster social cohesion, promote peaceful coexistence, and encourage the resolution of conflicts through dialogue, enriching mutually agreeable solutions. Let me therefore underscore that this initiative, facilitated by the UN, is a free, process, and we want to underscore our impartiality in all of this. Part of our expectations are for the two governments to reach common grounds and work collaboratively in agreeing to implement the solutions to their shared interests. Furthermore, we hope to work with the three arms of government, that is the legislative arm, the executive, and the judiciary. We hope to work with you to implement the outcome of this dialogue in ways that you, the citizens of these areas, can own the resolution and sustain the gains of this joint initiative. Similarly, we hope to further cascade the resolution of this dialogue to the community level. We want to do this by working with our county commissioners and the local community leaders of Unity State and Ruweng administrative area. We want to work with them to collaboratively, promote peaceful coexistence between the two areas. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding. So it is only the people of Unity State and Ruweng administrative area that can jointly resolve the problems between them. UNMISS and the UN country team, we are ready, we stand ready to support you in the implementation of the resolutions. We just want an environment where we can do our work and do it effectively. And that will only come if there is peace between both areas. So with these few words, I want to emphasize that in our shared responsibilities to promote durable peace and protect civilians.
Times a day, so it is like our breathing. We are alive because we breathe in, we breathe out. Forgiveness is a way of living. Without forgiveness, we cannot survive. South Sudan, we often misinterpret the meaning of forgiveness. Forgiving is not forgetting. It means actually remembering. But it is withdrawing from making justice by our own, with our own means. But it is opening a new chapter for the future. And this is the meaning of this dialogue that is there. And so we ask the blessing of the Lord upon this assembly and each one of us, that we may open this new way of dialogue, of listening to one another, of respecting, and finally loving one another as brothers and sisters. We ask this to our Lord Jesus Christ, our Lord. Amen.
ولدى مخاطبة الاحتفال دار حاكم ولاية الوحدة رياق بيوم المواطنين المنطقتين لقبول الآخر والالتزام بتحقيق السلام والأمن، مؤكدا بأن حكومة ولاية الوحدة وإدارة روينغ عازمون على وقف العدائيات بين الطرفين وعدم الرجوع إلى الحرب والعمل من أجل نسيان مرارات الماضي وفتح صفحة جديدة. وأضاف الحاكم أن حكومته سوف تعمل من أجل إيجاد حل لكل مشاكل العالقة بين المنطقتين بالتعاون مع الأمم المتحدة، حيث وصف سيادته الزيارة بالتاريخية تحدث لأول مرة منذ استقلال دولة جنوب السودان.
سيد رئيس إدارة روين، بروتوكول محفوظ كله. السلام عليكم. شعبنا شعب دا بنتيو. السلام عليكم. 30 كله ماله aku yang ngeng mala moga ya buta mal. شكرا جزيلا. احنا طبعا ده واحد من ايام الكويس الليله. في أسبوع اللي فات أنا مشيت زيارة لإدارة بتاع رويل. الزيارة ده ما زيارة بتاع دنبارة، ده زيارة بتاع سلام عشان الناس يعيش كويس بسلام. ده المعنى بتاع زيارة. اتفقنا في حاجات إنه نحن نعيش كيف بسلام لما كنا هناك، وقلنا الحاجات اتفقنا عليه. نجي هنا ونوقف فوقه. قبل لما كنا قاعدين جوا قاعدين نعمل توقيع لحاجات اتفقنا عليه. من جزء الحاجات اتفقنا عليه إنه لو في زول مجرم عمل جريمة ضد أي مواطن، سواء كان مواطن بتاع روين، مواطن بتاع ولاية واحدة، هيتم محاسبة بتاعه في اريا اللي هو عمل الجريمة فوقه. ده واحد من اتفاقيات احنا عملناها. اتفقنا كمان انه هيكون في لجان هيكونوا عشان يراقب بعض من مشاكلات، مثلا زي كلام بتاع تشيك بوينتس، زي كلام بتاع نهب. اللجان ده هم ياهو براقب على حاجات ده. وده ياهو اتفاقيات اننا اتفقنا عليه ليلة. وجود بتاعنا هنا ده دايرين نقول لكم انه روين ما ولاي ويده بعد ما حصل مشاكل يوم ده ما حصل يوم واحد قعدوا سوا الا الليله، ويوم انا مشيت هناك ياهو قعدنا سوا، ومننا اللي قدام واللي عبد ان احنا هنكون شعب واحد بتاع قرية البلتيو.
من جانبه قال مونلواق أن مواطنين إدارية روين ومواطني ولاية الوحدة هم شعب واحد، مطالب المواطنين بالعمل من أجل حفظ الأمن والاستقرار في المناطق الحدودية.
Unity State وياي، Unity State وياي، مواطنين بتاع Unity State وياي. أخوي Justice ريك بيم توف الجفرنر بتاع Unity State، أنا بسلم عليك شديد جدا. أنا دوني زي 4 دقيقة بس، لكن أنا باخد فوق الدقيقة واحد بقوة، عشان كده أنا ما بكلم كتير. أنا نقول الناس اللي قاعدين بهنا كلهم نقول لكم البروتوكول في المحل بتاعه، أنا بسلم لكم واحد واحد واحد. أنا الأسبوع اللي فات أخوي ريك بيم جاني في فاريان وجاء يسلم على أهلنا بهناك وما عنده أي حاجة غير السلام، جاء بيدين أبيض. عشان كده بعد أسبوع أنا الليلة قلت كمان لازم نجي لبنتيو للبلد بتاعنا.
Unity State, Shabaru and administrative area, Kawaya Open Kalot Mabor.
ناس كتار يمكن بيسمعوا بي، لكن أنا اسم بتاعي تيوب دميندواك ديران، وأنا من شين اسمه غير من فانارو في روين administrative area. هسا أنا يهود chief administrator.
أجمعنا نيجي مواد دولا دي أنا كأنيشان. أجريشان غير تيوب دميندواك ديران. أجمعنا نرام كأنيشان كان ولا chief of administrative area.
أنا مشير المدرسة في جبال النوبة في ترويجي وجيد فاريان وجيد بنتيو هنا سنة 77 لحد سنة 80.
أجمعنا توه بالغور كجبال النوبة جبل فاريان كجبل بنتيو كسنة 87.
أنا وقت ما مشيت ملكالة
77
من سنة 77 لسنة 80.
من سنة
1977
to 1987.
1980. أنا متأكد ناس كتار بجاي كان وقت داك ما فيشين لكن الحمد لله أنتوا قاعدين الليلة. أنا مشيت الخرطوم وقريت الجامعة واتخرجت وأول ما أنا اتخرجت جيت اشتغلت في ولاية الوحدة وقت ما ولاية الوحدة خلقوه سنة 94 أول شغل أنا جيت اشتغلت من الجامعة جيت اشتغلت هنا في بنتيو. أنا كنا بنجمع طلبة في الجامعات بنقول لهم لازم نرجع البلد منهم أنا منهم مليد منجويل وجان منهم نيال كولان تين الله يرحمه منهم سايمون مجوك مجانيان لتو رئيس وزير في جوبا وإيال تانين أنا كلنا خريجين بتاع ولاية الوحدة كنا مبسوطين إنه عندنا ولاية اسمه ولاية الوحدة وكده دونا له سنة 94 عشان كده أنا جيت اشتغلت هنا.
la mobilization kaga video di ko ben ngoro wiyen wona nyumo kato ko dial ma wona benteo bana dor wona meeda en benteo me yala wilaya خزن 94.
أنا جيت اشتغلت هنا من 94 لحد سنة 2000 نهاية بتاع سنة 2000 مشيت خرطوم. أنا اشتغلت تحت يابا الله يرحمه توماس كوما كان ليلي ماثوت تعبان دنجاي زمن هم حكام وزمن مايكل مايل شول أستاذ وانغمود جوان دونغ دي الناس كلهم أنا اشتغلت تحت منهم. وعندي أصحاب كتار قريت معهم الثانوي العام زي ناس قرقوث ريا قرقوث. أنا كنا شغالين في الأمانة وأنا بعرف بيوت كتار في بنتي وهنا الآن أنا وقت هني أنا قاعدين بيكتبوا إن أنا رانشان غنيني. Chiang Nhọc, Chiang Nhọc vì Chiang Ngành. Cái bà nhắn cái đor nhị mar, cái ngân narian, cái sao mà cái này.
Cái này là cái là uống Chiang Ngành chúng tôi là cái gì cũng uống Chiang Nhọc. Là thế là quán của đây cái Chiang nhị mar, ngân narian.
So أنا داير نقول ده بلد بتاعنا في 2013 في مشاكل حصل فوقه أننا كلنا عارفين. عشان كده من 2013 الزول اللي في كوي بقى بهناك والزول اللي بيجاي بقى بيجاي لكن ما ممكن أننا نقول مفصولين من بعض عشان المشاكل ده بيجي وبيمشي طالما بني آدم هاي لازم تعرف انه في مشكله بيحصل وكان مشكله جاء لازم المشكله ده يحلوا والناس يمشي لقدام. عشان كده ماي براذر ريك بيم يعني في فاريان وانا جيت بهنا في بنتيو اننا دايرين نقول مشاكل بتاع 2013 ده يا اخي عمل خسارات كثير وعمل دمار كثير اننا نخلي الكلام ده كله ورا ونفتح صفحه جديده.
Asia ni nyu ben tete ya nyu ka be ki wa ne chao te ru en kina ro den jan ya ne chao me ye ke no ke de me te tin ma ne sha ba ge san ki de is bo en pat ki de ma ne ye be ke won to ma ka ge is bo me ke be no wa ne en section in the job ai lo ke be ko no ai ne ben ke ye wa ne ai ne te ko de ya le yi po ki de de sha kana le te ke la dum ba ko pan de kon ba ko mo bin.
أننا عارفين يعني انت مع مرة بتاعك انت بشاكل، انت مع اخوك انت بشاكل، انت ذاتك مع ابوك انت بشاكل، لكن انت ما بيقسم بيت وتقول انا ما بونس معك تاني، انا ما بيجي بيتك، انا ما بشوفك عشان انتوا اتشاكلتوا، انتوا بتتشاكلوا